Dr. Eric Fishman with the HRTV, and today we have the pleasure of speaking with Jeanine Banks, Vice President and General Manager, Specialty Solutions Marketing of GE Healthcare IT and Performance Solutions. And Jeanine, thank you for taking some time sitting and speaking with us today.
Thanks, Eric.
I've known about GE centricity for years and years and years. It expands all the way from the smallest of ambulatory practices up as far as it goes. But there's this Centricity Clinical Archives. Can you tell us about that at this point in time?
Definitely. This year at HIMSS 2013, we're really trying to help our customers connect productivity with care. And that's been a significant challenge for them in all the changing with healthcare reform, as well as the various requirements that they have to comply with. And one of those around meaningful use, and now with stage 2, is all about image enabling your EMR. So we've launched Centricity Clinical Archive, a vendor-neutral archive platform that allows them to integrate data from different archive systems. It doesn't matter which PACS vendors that they have, and it doesn't matter what EMR systems they have. To be able to create a single patient jacket of all of that patient's clinical and imaging data so that clinicians at the point of care can make better decisions.
And we were speaking with Jan DeWitt in RSNA in Chicago a few months ago, and I think he was telling us about something of this nature. Would that be the same process where GE, obviously, you've got a tremendous breadth of clients around the world, are using this clinical archive to maintain the patient images? And so this is both for PACS and RIS systems, as well as now for ambulatory practices.
Absolutely.
So that's new to me, so keep going.
Absolutely. Centricity Clinical Archive really forms a basis of an image exchange. And the image exchange goes beyond the department or even the single enterprise out to the community. And that's really important when you talk about population health management, care transitions and coordination, where primary care now has such a significant and important role in managing those chronic conditions that patients have and helping them be healthy and getting well. So with Centricity Clinical Archive, you can interconnect the practices, imaging centers, ambulatory surgery centers, as well as the hospital to bring all that patient's data at the point of care where it really matters most.
So am I to understand correctly, if I were a family physician, for instance, I could see the echocardiogram from my patient that was done across town?
Absolutely.
And that's in real time? In
real time.
Tell us about the interconnectivity and what products the physicians need to have. Do both physicians need to have GE centricity, or is there the ability to see these archived pictures even outside of that system?
Well, what's really differentiated about Centricity Clinical Archive is that it's 100% standards-based. So that's leveraging DICOM, a very strong and mature standard, but also new standards like XDS that allow you to bring DICOM, non-DICOM data together in the same repository and access through any clinical viewer. So if your doctor is using their practice and EMR system in their local area, they can pull up the related patient's information from any external archive using our system through those different standards interoperability layer.
That's very interesting. Now you spoke a few moments ago about productivity, and I see the clinical archive as clearly improving patient care, in addition to being efficient because you don't have to be looking for studies. But tell us some of the other workflow changes that you believe your software has allowed physicians to utilize in their daily practice that make them more efficient.
Absolutely. One of the very familiar use cases that Centricity Clinical Archive has already been shown to deliver a lot of value in terms of productivity is with trauma care. And when you have trauma patients that show up and present at an ER, and you need to be able to make rapid decisions about the treatment of that patient, it's really critical that you have the prior images readily available to you at your fingertips. So what we do at Centricity Clinical Archive with a zero footprint viewer that's agnostic to any backend that you have is that clinicians can pull that up, they can see the full patient jacket, and rather than incurring unnecessary costs and time to transfer a patient to another facility, which is called a secondary transfer, we can reduce those secondary transfers as much as 5 to 10% we've seen from our customers.
Impressive.
Absolutely.
What do you see will be happening the next year with this technology?
Yeah, well, more and more interoperability. We hear at HIMSS with the interoperability showcase, you see multiple vendors working together, exchanging data. it's just only going to be even more critical that as vendors we share and make that interoperability as easy and painless as possible. So we think that over the next few years that will remain a top of the agenda item. But above that, it's about the clinical workflow. And that's when you really connect productivity with care. By driving to outcomes, giving clinicians intuitive user experiences, giving them tools that really make sense for how they really work and how they deliver care so that they can save time. You don't have redundant data entry, you don't have redundant tests that you have to do because you don't have that data. And it just really brings them back to what matters most, which is the patient.
I like it. Jeanine, anything else you want to tell us about Centricity?
Well, it's an exciting show here. We're showcasing Centricity Clinical Archive, and I'm glad to be here and discuss the solution with our customers.
Jeanine, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Eric.
Appreciate it. This is Dr. Eric Fishman. We've been discussing with Jeanine Banks, GE Centricity Clinical Archives from HIMSS 2013. Thank you.